don't know how long this is gonna last for. I was at a quiet section and now my thing wants to work when it's not quiet. Sucks. Sucks, sucks, sucks. I just ran for 1 hour. Not like an entire hour, but it was my first time using an app. I did not want to get up today. That's just being real. I don't know why I feel the need to like dump my emotional garbage first before I start with the positives that I feel. I am really going to work on changing that. Oh, look at these flowers, you guys. We're just going to stop and look at the flowers. Isn't that cute? I don't like seasonal flowers, but these just added something for my mood. That is so nice. That should be the thumbnail, right? Instead of what was before. Good morning, good afternoon. My first time using a running app, and I was only supposed to go for like 25 minutes, but I knew I wanted to go an hour. It took me a long. This is like a journaling thing. A lot to say. I'm definitely going to journal this month. I was watching I watched Damien and Joe for their travel segments. And Joe Franco, it's a girl, J-O, and then Franco, she branched out from the traveling. And I only have 10% battery left. Started her own channel. And the first thing I think that she did, well, one of the things that she's currently doing is journaling, encouraging people to journal. She journaled every day for 30 days. I always say that I'm going to do it and then I don't, because it's a double-sided thing. My first talent in life, it's noisy over here. The cars are coming back out. My first talent in life is writing. Like talent, not skill, but true talent. I am a really great writer. Like, I went to a high school for the arts and crafted a bit. One of my only regrets in life is that I didn't go to like the colleges that I could have went to. Like I got into like Sarah Lawrence, I got into Emerson, but for a lack of knowledge, you have to have those kinds of capabilities to go to those kind of schools. Look them up if you want to, but it's a talent because I remember winning an award for my mom for like, how the newspapers used to do those contests for like best writer for the kids, and I won. I remember like being like very young, like in kindergarten, and they thought that I was cheating because I wrote so well, um, which is funny. But when I say that, I don't know, I'm off on this tangent. I didn't mean to talk about this because there are some issues that I want to work through right now. Like, not real issues, not like deep issues. Well, maybe. I really don't feel like, let's say I'm going to get up here because I know that that's probably driving you guys nuts. This plaza had been like so quiet. Maybe I'm going to turn back around and walk the other way because it'll be a quieter walk home. If I go this way, then the traffic is just going to put up. I guess today is like garbage Monday for everybody. So there's like a lot of garbage cans out here. I don't mind garbage cans in city life. I actually like it. It's like a sign of humanity, like nothing is perfect. See, it's quieter back here. So what was I going to say to you guys? Oh, I'm not going to say I have issues that I want to work through. Let's say that I have, because that's not it. I have transformations that I want to do. And I say that in context of this. I watch, and I love to watch people that inspire me, like Joe Franco and Damien and Joe for their travel. And of course, I would love Shameless Maya. Of course, I would love her, right? Marissa Lovelace, even though we don't share the same belief system, just I even watch that. She used to be like PB Bunny. I don't watch her often, but I like people who love self-development. And trying to frame the context of my thought process here, I'm kind of I'm always disappointed in myself. Hey, hot chocolate, I see you, girl. I'm always disappointed that I don't push myself to where I could go. Does that make sense? Like I see these people using this time to like transform themselves on a spiritual way, on a health way, and that's something that I want to do. I heard through the grapevine, which who knows how much you can actually trust the grapevine, right? That I probably won't go back to work until they're not even exploring going back into the office until mid-June. Now, I wish they would make that official, and just say, hey, you guys have up until mid-June. There are other companies here in my same industry, and they've made it official to their workers, so they're not even exploring the idea of going back into the office until August. I like to be able to make some plans, even if I don't go through with them. We've already established that, right? It's really important for me to have like a timeline, right? Even like I want to be able to run 3 miles nonstop outdoors. I want to be able to do that and be on a healthy schedule for me. It took a lot. I struggle with, and I hope that my reception doesn't go out over here, because when I first tried to film for you guys, my reception kind of dropped over here, even though this is a quieter street. But I really struggle with, like, hold on, this lady here with a dog, hey, like balance like everybody else, right? It's hard to really keep balance in your life. So I went out yesterday to the beach and I felt some kind of way even posting it on my Instagram because, and I'm guilty of it, being opinionated, but I don't go on to other people's posts when they're having a good time and post negative stuff. That's just not me. Now, if you post something that is like debatable, then I have been guilty and I have been a keyboard warrior on that. But I already made a conscious decision like 3 weeks ago to scale back on that, which I really have, but something I really want to return to for real, for real. I don't know how we've gotten so far away from taking care of ourselves and letting other people live their own life. I know that we are supposed to be our brother's keeper, but my first responsibility is to myself and my health. Like I want to return to taking care of my own personal health and letting other people do that as they see fit. And this is no judgment, and that's like where I want to get back to, because I feel that the planet needs to get back to that, like getting back to taking care of you and your family with no judgment to others. Hey, Krishna, as long as they are not impeding upon your safety. And you guys know I've come on here and spoke very spirited about some things. And I don't regret that because I was being real in that moment. But moments do change. And this is my platform. Something that I would never do is come into your personal space and demand that you believe or think like me. That goes against everything that I'm about. It goes against the fluidity of nature. It's like telling these rocks to be this grass. It's like the rock is just a rock and the grass is just a grass. Let it be what it is. And what this ground is for each of them is different. And I'm just seeing a lot of it, like a lot of judgment. A lot of judgment. And one thing that I know about life, unless they put honorable in front of your name or you're sitting on a bench, judgment is not really profitable for you. Now, if judgment helps you to do some inner working, I love birds. I really do love birds, especially when they're walking. That is always fascinating. I know that's a tangent. But I just love the fact that birds can walk and fly. I know I'm weird like that. I love to see a walking bird. I just love it. I don't know. It's just one of my little things. But yeah, this little thing reminds you of Boston a little bit, right? But it's just like getting back into like the whole no judgment zone, and not like just saying that like in a real corny kind of way, but in a way that's like I am free to make my own choices, as is the next person. Like, that sounds so basic, but we are getting so far away from that. And I don't know, well, I do know, because anything that is mainstream is divisive. It's always been, us versus them, or look at what makes me different. And I hope that some of us who do like spiritual life, and I know that some people are going to judge me on that. Oh, how do you call yourself spiritual if you curse and you drink and you party and you do all this? I didn't say I was religious. Some of us that considers ourselves to be spiritual, that tap into voices like the quiet whispering that comes to us in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, and be like, you know what? Hey, that's not right. Or, hey, I could have offended that person. Or, hey, I need to reach out to so and so. That kind of thing is spiritual. Like the things that you cannot see that cause you to take action other than being on somebody else's schedule or agenda. It feels better to be in this vein than to be hyped up over the constant debates that are like abundant right now. In a way, I'm glad that I did get into debates and things, because for a while I just was not feeling passionate about anything, right? So I think the street traffic is going to pick up right here. So the fact that I'm able to feel that certain things are worth fighting for, that's a blessing, and that's beauty in itself. And I think that's beauty for anybody. Like, if you say, you know what, my family is worth fighting for, my livelihood is worth fighting for, my health is worth fighting for, my freedom is worth fighting for, no matter what. If you feel like there are certain principles in your life that are worth fighting for, and you are not hurting anybody else, go for it. I think also, like, what I gathered from myself just taking this walk for the first time, or run, not walk, because I really tried to run as much as I could. I'm over an hour out here now, so that's why I'm just slow dragging with you guys, is knowing where my personal loyalties lie. I feel very blessed, you guys know that, and I feel like a lot of people are more blessed than I recognize. Like, I was worried about certain people, even like some of the bougie restaurants that I go to, like upscale steakhouses. I'm not gonna name any names. I'm a regular at some of them. Like, really, like, I've been knowing these people for years now, and I was so worried about them and their livelihood. And a person that I love there, one of the people that I've been knowing, like I can say is one of my favorites, said, oh, I was like, I was so worried about you guys. I was so worried. And it was like, oh no, we were good. So I know two of them in the same place, like really, well, a lot of them. And they were transparent. And they were like, I was like, I was just worried about how you guys were surviving. And it's like, oh, you don't have to worry. They got paid to stay home by their restaurant. Now, some restaurants did not get that pay, but in this case, I mean, they got paid well. well. Like, both people told me a dollar amount, and I was like, it was around the same dollar amount. It was well. So, like, sometimes I worry about other people, but God, the universe, circumstances, whatever, are already taking care of them. Does that make sense? That a lot of people are being taken care of. And at the end of the day, that is all that really matters, is that people are able to be taken care of, on a spiritual level. I can't be out here being everybody's keeper, because I've seen people that live that life to take care of them. Oh yeah, they really got taken care of. I was shocked. I was like, what? Like, can y'all buy me a Gucci bag right now? Like, y'all got paid like while y'all were out, But then some of them are upset because the restaurant called some people back, and they're probably going to make less money coming back to work than those people still at home. Um, because people are not coming out in droves or whatever. But yeah, I want I want to have some kind of, I'm not going to say, I don't have issues with words, because that's not the word. I want to have some kind of transformation out of this. Does that make sense? And I feel like that, I don't know. I just don't feel like that I have had that. I mean, I want a big one. Is that bad? Like, everything becomes a competition, you know? Everything becomes, am I doing it great enough or big enough? It's very quiet out here on this end today. I thought it was going to be a little bit busier. I thought the restaurants would be open for lunch, but they may not be. Five one. I'm looking at, so they're open. I just don't know what their hours are going to be. Um, but I would say, and it's clear on my channel, I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat anything. I struggle with balance. Like some days you want to take the high road, but the low road is so close. You like, ah. Now, in my real life, you don't really see me touching the low road. Like in my real life, I don't fly off the handle. But on these little personal video vlog diaries where I get to express myself, you get to see me go through a wide range of emotions. And what is so funny is that it's a range of emotions sometimes that I don't even know that I have. Like sometimes I don't even know what's going to set me off. Like, and then somebody will say something and it just like sends me like, whoa. So I do appreciate the interaction because I take it as a learning lesson. Like, I think that I'm so calm, but who am I really if I'm on like my own personal time in my own personal space and you start to offend me and I don't have to like censor myself? And I'm not saying that I want to censor myself necessarily, but I do want to be the best version of me. That is something that I want to do. If I could do that in my life, I'm about to go home. Um, but if I could be the best version of myself, then I feel like that I've done a job well. I mean, I cannot be anybody else, but I can be respectful. And I love to learn and to push myself on my own terms. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's easy to judge yourself like in a negative way. All of these trucks out here, it must be delivery day. This is the first store that I've seen open today. Like, there's so many trucks. It's gonna get too loud. I was looking for like a quiet place to chat with you guys. Hey, Terry. One of my conversational friends, girl. I'm looking for like a new quiet space to chat with you guys, but I was on here having like a deep dialogue with myself, which is what happens when you exercise. I'm so glad. Okay, that's what happens like when you exercise, like when you get your body moving, you're able to get your mind moving. All right, so there are some people out, not a lot. I think it did really help me going out this weekend. I'm trying to frame everything in context so I'm not just rambling. It did really help me going out this weekend because, number one, we really enjoyed it. And the whole no judgment, like allowing people to be free, is a new meaning to me. And for me also to withhold my opinions about people because you never know what people are going through. And I always say that and I try to live by that. But some kind of way during this whole process, I kind of lost track of that. And I started being judgy and I started to be divisive. And it did feel like a me versus them. But then it goes back to the spirit being kind of real, right? It goes back to, that's not my character, that's not my nature, that's not how I want to live. I don't want to live in a place where it's the people that think like me and act like me versus everybody who doesn't. Like, like I don't want to like gang up. I don't want to squad up because really, like, my whole idea of real civilization is not this. My whole idea of okay, so what happened was my phone went dead. Oh, just sent my sister sent me a message. You guys are looking at my liquor right now because my phone went dead, and what happens on this phone, and I look like crap because I've been out exercising, and it's dark, but you have to be here because I have got to charge my phone because it was like completely dead. What am I thinking? Okay. Let me just think, because I only have 30 minutes and then I have to log on for work. And I am going to do more exercises. Like, I want to do some squats and do my arms and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, we're not even going to be vain. My skin is kind of clearing up a little bit because the other womanly thing is going out of the way. But I am going to work on what you guys can actually see here. I'm going to have to call my other phone. Okay, so you guys see me looking rough all the time. I am going to work on that. I have something to say here. God, technology is good and bad at the same time. Because when you don't have like a setup, then it gets bad. Let me just get this off my mind. I'm really trying. Okay, so look, if I tell my boyfriend about my YouTube channel, the channel is going to change. It will not be as transparent, like just like how it's like free thinking. Just then, it won't be like that. It'll be like more structured, like how I used to do my videos back in the day, where I come on like with a topic and makeup on and make it look all professional and polished, because I would want it to be something that somebody would be proud of and be inspired by and feel like, okay, they're not just talking about our personal business. Does that make sense? It would definitely take a more formalized direction. I love doing these kinds of videos where I just sit here and talk. These kinds of videos help me more, where I'm able to just sit here, get mad, irate, emotional, or whatever, and come back to it, because it is like a video diary, a video log, and I get to see myself in a different light. If I do it the other way, I feel like that's just me trying to, I don't know, like it almost like I would be talking at people. Does that make sense? Even though, for real, I love those kinds of videos. Like I said, I love the Shameless Maya. I like the Damon and Joe Franco, Marissa Lovelace. Well, Marissa kind of does it like this style, where she just picks up the camera and she talks, and then she talks about what she's working on in her own personal spiritual life, spiritual and body. That's like her thing, and I like that. But it's just kind of like I wouldn't want to be like looking like this with no makeup on. And then my boyfriend like, oh yeah, my girlfriend does her little stupid YouTube videos. It was like, well, let me see it. And then you pick it up and I'm looking like this. That wouldn't be the optimal image that I would want to put out. We're all like, you know what I mean? Like, what would you do if you wanted everybody to know about your channel versus if you were just doing something that nobody else knew about just because you enjoyed doing it? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Y'all know that I'm kind of kooky or whatever. I would say, what is it, eccentric? People on both sides of my family are known to be eccentric, especially as we age. I'm just telling you that outright. Like, look, I have a family member, and I love it, where their entire house is nothing but leopard print. Everything in their house, hey Lyrica, everything in their house, from their couch to their remote control cover to anything that you can think about, is nothing but leopard print. That is on my father's side. On my mother's side, a lot of those people have like passed away, but we had people that would just read all day and just were like fascinated by research and history, and would just like disappear with their Coke bottle glasses and like do all of this research and come back with like a family tree from like eons and eons from when we first came over here as slaves. Like, I come from a very eccentric kind of people. That's just genetically, okay? And I recognize that I am not cookie cutter. And not only that, I am recognizing that I'm not driven to be cookie cutter. I'm not motivated to be like everybody else. It doesn't do it for me. Does that make sense? It really just doesn't do anything for me to fit somebody else's mold. And I say these kind of things out loud because that's kind of how my transformational journey start is okay, if that doesn't motivate me, then what does? I wasn't even gonna talk about that. I want to talk about something else as I kept filming. Do I though? Like I'm in such like a good vibe right now. Like I'm real mellow. I'm not like really tired. The allergies kill my throat. It kills my voice. I do want to back y'all up off my pimples though. I do want to do that. But it's dark up in this cabinet. Look, this is where you guys are going. You're going up here. It's so dark. But I did just want to talk. I did just want to talk, and I do like to be hands free when I talk. I think that if I go this way, it, it is what it is. Do I want to say this? See, this would be like a topic that I would explore. And in the spirit of like being like a person who likes to write, it would almost be like I would like do research like for my own personal essay, or like now what you guys call blogging. Not blogging. Is it blog? Yeah, written is blog, right? Yeah, blogging. But I never really wanted to be like a blogger. Like I don't know. I just okay. Look, that's just where I'm at with it. I really don't know. It's like I say I don't, but then do I? Like want to get into like a written blog. The thing that everybody should know about blogs is that they are a personal opinion piece. They are somebody's personal ideas or research. Like no matter what, if you're reading a beauty blog, or a food blog, or whatever, it's somebody's personal take on something with a little bit of information or research behind it, their own experience in a lot of cases. So even before this whole phenomenon happened, I was already in the mindset for my own personal reasons. Like, I had already got little inclinations. I hate to use the word universe. I'm just going to say God, because from somewhere, like, that I needed to clean up my health. That's just me personally. I knew, and I was feeling very run down. And then, what's so crazy? Because had I not had that event that happened to me like 2 years ago, and I'll just name it, but for me having the miscarriage, I would have never have known how high my blood pressure was all the time and taking it seriously. I knew that my blood pressure was high because I would get headaches and I would feel like I was drunk, but I wasn't drunk. Like my head would just be like, oh my God. But I was working a very stressful job and I was under a lot of stress. And then with me, like, being pregnant for that short amount of time, you start going to the doctor more, and I got on the blood pressure medication, and that was like my first inclination of, okay, my health is important to me. Now I could say that out of my mouth, but what I do with that in the reality of my life is a totally different thing, and that's something that I really want to work on. I think for me, that is my first and foremost goal, even without everything that's going on in the world. Like, I'm going to go get my planner, because, hold on one second, because I do want to work in it. I do want to. Oh my God. I walked over 3 miles today, and I have not eaten any food, okay? That's another thing. Okay, look. I think I framed this out pretty well. I am not like you. You're not like me. I'm a big no judgment person. Like, and I'm going to really hold myself into being a no judgment person. Now, I am an education person. I'm an information person. I'm a research person. I'm a free thinking person. I got cut off when I was saying how I really believe that civilization is about free thinking and using free thoughts to create things that enhance our life. To me, that's what civilization is. It's when people are able to use their free thoughts to create, not to disrupt, destruct, or just clamor and argue about it. That's not my intention. I'm going to hold myself to that intention because I am a human too, and I do get roped into debates and arguments, but I find myself, I like talking to like-minded people. That's really important to me. It's also important to me to hear other people's views, because if you're around too many like-minded people, then you don't get to see your blind spots. So once again, it goes back to recognizing the things that you need to balance in your life. Okay, so I'm just framing this in a very tangible way so that when I get to talking about deeper things, that it doesn't just seem like, oh, well, then you're just absolutely crazy, which I really shouldn't care if people think that I'm absolutely crazy, because if you think about things right now, the world is absolutely crazy. Like, if you just want to use the word crazy, whatever crazy means to you, the world is just absolutely just like bananas. Like, no matter what you believe on any side, another side looks crazy to you, right? So maturing past that and going back to the idea that I want to do what is best for me without harming others, and to be happy in those choices, I'm going to talk about me. Okay? And I say that, like I was saying, like before everything happened, I had already gotten the inclination that I wanted to take better control of my health in a more drastic way. Like when I was doing the juicing and everything like that, like I felt a drastic need to do that. I don't know why I stopped. I don't know what the distraction was. And then, like 4 months ago, February, I felt that need again. Like I just really, just, I just wasn't feeling well. I wasn't feeling proud of myself. I couldn't go out there and just run a half marathon. It was and it is going to take some training for me, but I knew that I wanted to feel well. Like I really do believe, like today as I was out there running, that things, insight, intuition, gut, God, universe, creator, whispers to you to get ready, to like prepare yourself. If you don't feel that, fine. But for me, I know that to be sweepingly true in my life. And I recognize, like, you know what, like I made this in February, and it was all about like I had like compartmentalized it. You guys know this is like a happy planner or whatever. But it's this base planner, and then I had like, this is like what I love about the happy planner. I've talked about this thing before, but whatever, is you can get like all these different papers. And like this was like the month of February, and like I like this priority paper where you have like 6 priorities that you can do. It does, I don't know, you can do like a weekly priority, a daily priority, or a monthly priority. That was my goal. And then I liked that it also had these habit trackers. Anyways, I love this. I know I'm like so corny sometimes. I love pretty paper. But I say that because life looks different to us all. I love this little, what happened to it? And I'm going somewhere with this. What I am called to do may not be what you're called to do. And I feel like that we should respect each other in that. I may be called to sit at home all day. You may not be called to do that. You may be called to be a mother, and I may never be called to do that. And that will shift us as an individual. But the real sophistication lies in being able to be around different people and different ideas and make something out of it, other than just a complete war or destruction. I love that. I love that. I'm going to reuse that somewhere because I just love that print. This is just like a mini happy planner that has like a different layout. I like this layout for like the week or whatever. But I had put like this whole thing together in February because I was like, look, I am not joking this year. Like, I got to get me together, like, in different ways. And I made it because, like, to fit me, like, what I wanted to know what my priorities were. And when I put aside this last 40 days, my real priorities have not changed. Like, my fitness, my finances, my faith, and now my relationship. Those are the things that are important to me. And that's also today the message that I got is, or the question is, where my loyalties are lying. I feel like I put a lot of emphasis sometimes on the naysayers. Like, I worry about offending people. I worry about seeming like crazy to people because like even in my just my regular life, what I do for a living, I don't work a creative job. I work a very conservative job. I work in an industry. I work for a company. I'm not out here like some of the people that I admire, that they're just out here just making money off of the internet and they're able to make that a brand and to make that a business and that works for them. So they're able to just live it freely. I am a person, who am I thinking of? Earth Mama Medicine. Oh my God. But I still feel like that is like my soul sister. Like, even though I don't agree with everything that she does, it's just kind of like I love seeing people live off the grid and do it their own way. And I feel like that you are able to do that and still play within the system and be productive. And you can, like, I used to feel like crap, right? I used to feel like because I was not living that kind of total hippie lifestyle, that I just was not a real spiritual person. I was not a transformed person. I was not a woke person. That's how I felt about myself. I felt because I was not living that free people lifestyle that, hey, like I don't have my bar on the beach or whatever, or my bed and breakfast on the beach. I'm nobody. Like that's how I would really feel about myself until I kept entertaining the things that I like and dabbling in the things that I like juicing, like exercising, like gratitude, like trying to be more thankful. I want to start meditating. I do take quiet moments. I do practice the power of now. I still am at my base core a Christian. When I really started looking at all those little things that interest me, which may not be anything, or may be like woo 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 to a lot of people, the amazing thing happened is that life, hey, just reading the comments, is that life started turning for me. My job got easier for me. People, clients started to appreciate me more. Like before, you know how like sometimes you feel like everybody's got a complaint against you or everybody's like out to get you. And I like sometimes life feels like that. Well, I mean, I'm not going to speak for everybody. That's something that I'm going to stop doing. I'm going to speak for me. At times, I feel like if it's not one thing, it's another. I used to feel like that all the time. And then I recognized that when I started just tapping into the little mindless things that are not even important, that really don't take too much time out of your day unless you let them, I started being able to flow more. And I don't want things to get in the middle of my flow. Does that make sense? Like in Christianity, we call it surrendering. When I started to surrender things, when I started to move me out of the way, move all of the I don't want to's out of the way, and just doing what I signed up for, because this is the life that I have signed up for. Somewhere along the way, I signed up for this rent, I signed up for this car note, I signed up for this man, I signed up for this boss, I signed up for these job responsibilities. Somewhere along the way, I signed up for these things. So I can unsign myself at any time. There is no noose or shackle around my neck or anybody's neck making them feel like they've got to do things they don't want to do. You have to recognize, like, it's all about your own personal belief system. Some people feel like, well, if I don't do it, then blah, blah. You can still not do it. We are not in the slavery age where if you don't do something, then it's like you're going to die, like, instantly. It's not, it's like, no, no. The choice is yours. The choice, and the choice is mine, too. So, full circle back about recognizing the things that I sign up for may not be the things that you sign up for. The things that I sign up for may take more out of me. They may be risky to you. They may be nothing to me. So recognizing that you can sign up for a life, but you can also sign out of certain things, like no matter what. And like the best thing I did, like I stopped watching news like 4 weeks ago. I get my headlines on my phone. If I want to go research something, number one, I recognize I'm a data person. You know, when it concerns like me being afraid of something, I'm gonna go at it at a fact-based thing. That's first and foremost. Number two is that it does, let me just say the word wellness. Let me say the word wellness. When I started this back in February, it was about a wellness journey. They have wellness planners. I wanted to go on a wellness journey. That was my whole thing. Okay? This does send me into like a negative mindset. I don't know why what I'm about to say puts me there, but it is very upsetting and frightening what the mainstream is now equating to wellness. I'm not here to debate it. That is a personal choice of what you consider wellness. I know some people who feel like you have to exercise 5 days and you can take 2 days off on the weekend, right? I know some people who have cheat. These are trainers, these are nutritionists. Some people believe that you can have a cheat day. Some people believe, and then other people believe no, you can only have a cheat meal. Some people believe that you should not cheat yourself ever until you reach your goal and you're able to find balance, and then you can treat yourself when you are in a balanced state of mind and body. When I think about wellness, that is how my first awareness of wellness. Like, I love the whole idea of just being well. You be well. I like, it has nothing to do with the mainstream media. My idea of a wellness journey has nothing to do with what has suddenly occurred in the last 60 days. Nothing. It was already there. I already have mile markers in my life that were telling me you need to take care of your own health. I don't sit around and just eat a whole bunch of fried food and unhealthy foods, but I have a weight problem. I cannot eat like everybody else. Like, genetically, like, some people in my family are bigger. We got big people. I knew from a very young age that I did not want to be a big person, but my genetics are still trying to take me that way, and I'm fighting back. And then sometimes I beat myself up and like, oh my God, like, I cannot believe I cannot get this weight down. Like, in my mind, I would be perfect. Like, a size 5, oh my God, that was just like a fun size for me. Realistically, if I could stay at a size 8, that is more realistic for me, I believe. But a size 5 girl, if I could be at a size 5, but then look at all the people who are size 0 and 1, 2 so easily. They don't even have to try. We are all in different bodies that are capable of doing different things. Some people would love to gain weight, and they work at gaining weight just like the way that I work at losing weight. So outside of what's happening, I'm being serious. Nobody, clearly, physically, nobody is the same. Not one body is the same. Period. There's no one size fits all diet, eating plan, workout plan, nothing. I can sit around here and do little exercises, but I gotta get out there and run, girl. And I gotta run, I gotta jump rope, I gotta sweat, and I may have to do that twice a day just for me to get some results. And some people are like, girl, I stopped drinking soda and I lost 15 pounds. Like, girl, I don't even drink soda. Like, I can count on my hands how many times per year that I pick up a soda. Like, literally, like, I can't. Like, but I don't look like I don't drink soda. You know what I mean? I'm trying to put it in a tangible way so that you guys can understand my mindset is that wellness is a personal journey. What does upset me in the context of the world that we live in right now is that we are making wellness seem like a thing that you should just shut down for. If you just stay home, stay in, and stay away, that's now the new wellness. I'm not here to debate that. I'm not. I don't watch the mainstream. You know why I don't watch the mainstream? I also would watch it if they tell me how to be well. What does it mean to be well and take care of your body? What does it mean to live with things like chronic conditions? One of the, sometimes you don't even recognize how all little things in your life work together. when I started getting like to the fitness thing, I started to unfollow a lot of people on social media. I started to get away from the beauty gurus and all that other kind of stuff, because they're coming on here and they're putting on their fake face and all of that, and then they go home, take a shower, take all that crap off, and they're looking just like this. So I'm like, is that really where I want to invest my time being an underpaid model spokesperson? Okay, like no, that's just not for me. I'm not nagging on it for anybody else. If that is their dream, that is their vision. Nobody is the same. My hat's off to them. And then I got into like the fitness thing, like following a lot of fitness accounts. And I'm so stupid, and I really was stupid. I did not recognize how rampant surgery was. I'm in here trying to. Now, I never did the flat tummy teas and wrapping my stomach and stuff like that. I'm just a little wise. I got my own brain that, yeah, I don't think that stuff really works. But I was like, oh, they lift all these weights and they looking like this, and nobody's jogging anymore. Nobody's doing all this stuff. It's all just HIIT exercises and squats. But I didn't get results like that. Okay? So then it goes back to being well. And then when I figured out that, wait a minute, these are booty models, not really fitness models, I had to start unfollowing them. Okay? While I'm following the fitness people, I ran across this girl. She was kind of chubby and she had lost a lot of weight. She's got beautiful skin, beautiful hair. And then it turns out that she came out on her page. Celebrities were following her because of the transformation and just how naturally beautiful and healthy that she looks. And then she came out and said that she had been hiding something and she just wanted to share it, and that she had AIDS. Like, it scared me so much. Like, I almost wanted to unfollow her because I was like, I don't need this vibe in my life. Like, I don't want to, like, and that's ignorant, right? Like, I didn't want to have like that negative cloud over me, thinking, oh my God, anybody could have AIDS, like, isn't that like? But I kept following her because the core things about her didn't change when it concerned wellness and eating and personal freedom and getting outdoors, getting sunshine, practicing gratitude, taking it herbal, that was still there. And I'm so glad that I still follow her, because she has done a lot and she's going through all of this with us, but she has a real condition where upper respiratory infections are known to take people with that diagnosis out. You know what I'm talking about? But she's living her life. She has taken control of her own personal health. Some people don't agree with that. She has gone off the grid to like a place where she's not going to be around a whole bunch of people. She's taking her own personal accountability for herself. I respect that. Like, even if she wanted to be my neighbor, I would respect that. Like, I respect people that are saying, this is my body. You don't get to tell me what to do based off of a flat statement. I've got to do what's best for me. Just like my boyfriend, just like some petty. He's always trying to get me to eat breakfast. Always. Eat breakfast. It starts your metabolism. Eat breakfast. Blah, blah. Eat a snack. Eat a snack. I don't like breakfast. I don't like snacks. I'm so sorry, but not sorry. I just don't like those things, and I gotta probably go log the line. It doesn't work for me, but I can do like nobody's business. I can, like how people call it intermittent fasting. I can fast my butt off without even trying. Like, I've been up since 8. I've done 3 miles. I'm sitting up here talking to you guys with not 1 ounce of food. I can fast and I feel great. I don't even call it a fast. For me, it's not. It's like, you got to do your own history, do your own research. You got to uncover how, and I've talked about this way back on my channel. You got to get into what your genetics are designed to do and how your ancestors made it. That's why a lot of us African Americans are unhealthy over here in this country. I'm pointing to myself. Is because we are trying to eat in a way that we were genetically not designed to do. We were genetically not designed for a whole bunch of white carbs and meats. That's just not our genetic makeup. It's just not. It's just. I'm sorry. It's just not. We were not. We were not built for that. We are now becoming like indoctrinated with that, and now you can see like the changes in our physique. You can even tell like the difference between like a healthy like African person, like a new like a true African person. They can be my same size without an ounce of cellulite. Their body is tight and right. Like there are genetic differences in people. So it's important, like if you just start with that basic concept in your mind, and the whole, you know how people used to say, do what works for you. Do what works for you. Like I use myself as a guinea pig. I can say that as I'm aging, my body is changing. I'm getting lazier. I was so disappointed, like when I checked my phone. Hold on, I gotta go get my work laptop. I don't even know. Yeah, I was like so upset that I have only been like clocking like 2 to 3,000 steps a day. I'm like, now granted, when you're around the house, you're not gonna have your phone in your hand. So I think I am gonna go ahead and break down and get a, I think I want to get like the Fitbit Versa because I just want mine for health purposes. I don't want it just to like talk on the phone. I got tired just now. I'm thirsty at that. But I say that, and I know I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. My mind is already kind of shifting here. It is important to free your mind. I don't want to do or serve anything that rules me out of fear or puts me in a bondage out of fear. That's just not what I want to do. I have an aversion to being ruled out of fear. Like my body rejects it. Now you can rule me. You can supervise me. You can manage me. You can inform me with a different intention. If you inform me from a place of overall wellness, I am more likely to listen to you about my health. If you come to me telling me I am going to die, I'm going to look at you and be like, for the first time? Like, that's just like, and not even that. I'm going to probably look at you and be like, well, then I should get living, right? I mean, I'm going out anyways, right? I know I'm going out. I'm exiting no matter. I entered into this life on a certain date, December 13th. We're not going to give the year. And I know there is going to be an end date. And I know, like, for me personally, seriously, spiritually, I gotta enjoy this life. Like when I say that, I'm not saying that I have to be the richest or the greatest or the bestest or whatever, the mostest, whatever. I have got to enjoy my life. If enjoying my life is staying home, lighting a candle, stockpiling my groceries, tinkering around my house and my place, I want the right to get that enjoyment. So I'm not gonna get into anybody else's space or vibe and try to make them come out or do it differently. At the same time, I want the right, me personally. If I don't want to do that, as long as I'm not coming into your space, not even your 6 feet. I don't even want your 6 feet. As long as I'm not in your space, I will not be up in your medical system like that. They need to go ahead and put out the waivers that I will not treat, because you can't even treat me. The only thing you're going to do is just watch me. I will not treat for whatever. I will be on that list. It's like, give me the right to do that. I am going to get the book that Shameless Maya mentioned about illness. And everybody knows like about Dr. CB now. And it's like all about how far you take your mind, like what you truly believe. Like, and I'll say this because I got to wrap it up because it is a little bit after 12 and I got a job to do that keeps income coming into my house. And it is rolling right now. I encourage people with this downtime to really, I don't know, just stop looking out and start looking in. You cannot change anybody else's household like that. You know, it takes a lot to change your mind. You know, it just like how people say losing weight is a mental thing. It takes a lot to do that.